I was reading the quotes after the fight, and you were pretty surprised. You were not expecting to get a submission, right?
No, I wasn't. I just told my coaches that I visualized 10,000 ways to knock her out, but never one submission. So it was surprising for me, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I showed that I'm a more complete athlete now, and I can bring more ways to finish the fight to the table.
Is that something you even working in camp for this fight?
Yeah, for sure. We work boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, muay thai, wrestling, all in the same level. I'm well known for my striking, but I also have good jiu-jitsu, also have good wrestling. I have great coaches in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, so people think that I'm just can only box, but I'm glad that I could show some jiu-jitsu skills.
Can you break down how you got to that position? Because it was a really slick move.
Yeah, it was weird. It was something automatic. It just came out. I saw the arm there, and I took it. I heard it. I heard the arm cracked, and but I felt that I was going to lose that arm, and I was like thinking like, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. And then I felt her tapping, and it was oh wow. No, I got it. No.
Do you feel like you needed the finish? Because I mean, it could have maybe not gone your way. Were you like really?
I was completely decided to take that third round. I know that the fight was close. Definitely, I was looking for the finish in the third round, but not by submission, but definitely finishing or make a unanimous decision. But to be sure that I got the third round.
Yeah, because some fighters are like they factor in Brazil. They think that maybe when it's close, going to the scorecards in Brazil. Were you worried about that? That Brazil could be a factor?
Yeah, sure. I know. I knew that maybe the judges will be with her and wanted to give her the fight if the fight was close, and I needed to make sure that the fight was mine and make it convincing, and so we did it.
You said you visualized the knockout. Were you surprised that you weren't able to knock her out? Was she maybe tougher than you expected?
She was tough. She was heavier than I expected. She lost weight, and when I saw her in the cage, she looked much heavier than I thought she would be. But I was also nervous, and I wasn't able to lose myself as I wanted to. But maybe next time I'll earn more confidence and make a better fight, more technical fight as I want to. But yeah, she was tough. She was technical. She was fighting good. Yeah.
You talk about the weight because she missed by a lot. Was there any thought of maybe not accepting the fight?
No, we always knew that. We say okay. We talked that with my coaches and say okay, we are here to fight. Just travel a lot. We just travel a lot to fight. So this is my job, and I make sparring with guys in that weight 80 kilos. So I thought, maybe this is going to be another sparring in the gym. So this is my job, and I didn't think in a minute for not taking the fight. Um, I don't think that was fair and maybe a little unrespectful for her, but she didn't say why she missed weight. It wasn't a medical issue or anything. She just didn't make weight. So, but I'm glad to show that even with that against me, we could take the fight.
But it was a factor, right? You said you felt her heavier. Do you think that? Yeah.
Are you happy to finally get this over you? Because you were booked to fight twice before and didn't happen. Now, okay, you finally fought her and you can move on with your career.
Yeah, it was a fight that I had a lot in my mind. We prepared for her for a long time, for two last before occasions, and I'm glad it finally happened. Yeah, so that's that. I'm glad that I can move on now in the division.
And speaking of moving on in the division, like you got a streak going. It's not the deepest of divisions right now. How close do you see yourself to like a title conversation at this point?
Well, it depends of the UFC, of course, but I will say maybe 2, 3 more fights, and it depends of how well I fight in my next fights. But maybe the belt's not that far.
Do you have a name in mind that you would like to fight next?
I think anyone in the top five of the division, I would love to fight Raquel Pennington because I think that would be an interesting fight, or maybe Marion Renault. I know top five is full of big challenges, full of stronger women. So I'm excited for that. I need to get back to the gym right now and start training for that. Yeah.
Is it a bit surreal for you you fought here before, before you went to the UFC, you fought at Jungle Fights against Larissa Pacheco, and now you're here in the UFC on a winning streak, just beating Bethe Correia, who once fought for the UFC title, and fighting her here in Rio, a big pay-per-view card. Is it a bit surreal for you to make this jump from Jungle Fight, losing a fight there, to now being here in the UFC?
Yeah, it's awesome. I was a little scared of Brazil for that because of that fight. I had a really bad experience in jungle fights. Was only my fourth fight in my career. I never had amateur fights, and it was I only fought 3 times in Mexico, and that 3 fights lasted like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then I was fighting for a title in jungle fights in Brazil, and I wasn't familiarized with the Brazilian people, and it was hard to hear the screamings of the fans against me. So it was a hard experience, but I mentalized that time was going to be different.
Was it hard for you because all of that, because of the crowd and all that, or anything else that also happened outside of the fight?
The crowd, and outside the fight was the first time that I felt damage in my face. It was all new for me. I never had a 3-round fight. So, like I said, I only fought like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, and it was my hardest fight in that time. But I earned experience, and that fight opened me doors for in big time in UFC.
Bethe Correia is managed by Walid Ismail, who is the president of the Jungle Fight. So it kind of goes full circle. You lost at Jungle Fight, and now you came back here to the UFC and beat someone who's managed by him.
Yeah, look how things are. Yeah, yeah, that's weird, but I'm glad it happened.